family, I'm Arnold and I would like to talk about a certain issue with the strategy and how to prevent it using RSI divergence. Now, what is RSI divergence? Well, RSI, which is the relative strength index, tells about the strength of the price action. Regardless with the movement, whether it's up or down, it would reciprocate of what its action is. But divergence, it means tending to be different. So with these words joined together, we can say that we are looking for RSI patterns that differs from the price action or candlestick movement. Divergences can occur on any oscillating indicators like MACD, stochastics, RSI, and many others. Now, we already know that in a trending market, the price gives us a higher high or lower low conditions, which our RSI shows with the price or candlestick behavior. But we have the beta system, which includes the RSI. So, in identifying the divergences, we need to look at two things: the candlestick patterns or price action and RSI on overbought or oversold. Now, regarding to the post of one of our members, the post on the group that says he lost all three trades via martingale. So in order to prevent that, in this case, RSI divergence comes in handy. Now in this picture, we have the same reference as the one of our members case. And first, in order to identify an RSI divergence, we need to identify the trend. So we can see here that this is a bearish trend. So we can see lower lows, the first low here and the lower low over here. Now we have a new lower low, which is near the blue arrow. And in order for us to identify this as RSI divergence, here are the following conditions. Now, in order to identify the RSI divergence, we must look at the previous lower lows. Like, we must concentrate on the second lower low, which has the oversold condition. Now, we wait for some time for us to give us a new information. Then the price actually broke the the old lower low and give us a new lower low, and the RSI gives us a different information. Supposed to be the RSI should give us an oversold, but it didn't give us an oversold. So what's happening? Actually, what's happening is, if you interpret the RSI tells us that, yeah, it's still on the bearish side or the below 50 of the RSI, but the strength or the capacity of the candle or the probability for it to go down is low. So this might be an indication that we are reversing, or the trend is reversing. So if we connect the new lower low in the previous lower low, so we can see a downward slope, which makes sense because this is in the downward trend. But in the case of the RSI, if we connect the points where the lower low is pointed out, we see an upward slope. So this here, my friends, is one of the divergences. Divergences are classified into three things: regular divergences like this one, hidden divergences, well, the M's and W's that Jamie in the previous video was talking about belongs to the exaggerated divergences. And I'll give you a cheat sheet for how to identify divergences after this. Now, on our second example, we forward 4 hours later, same currency pair, the Euro CAD. If you want to review, 4 hours later, Hold on, let me check. Uh, for us later on March 23rd, we can see that we spot another oversold condition, and the zigzag gives us a 2 points. But can you question? I will ask you: is this a valid RSI divergence? And yet my answer is no. Why? Because the new lower low doesn't break or not equal to the previous lower low. So this is kind of a risky statement, because if you try to trade pullback strategy on this, this is what happens. I will show you the first one, loss, second one, still a loss, and the third one is a loss. And therefore, history repeats itself. So, that is why patience is the key of all trading strategies and techniques. So, we wait for information, and there we can see another lower low and form another divergence. Yeah, we can confirm this if this is a divergence. If we see here, we spot engulfing candle. So confirm this is a in fact a divergence. Or if you're not spotting a engulfing candle, it could be three white soldiers, tweezers, the star or inverted star, or anything that gives you information that the trade is reversing. And if you cannot spot any of these any of the patterns, you can wait for the arrow. Then yeah, you can trade 5 minutes, easy peasy. If not 5 minutes, you can 10 minutes or so, or whatever. Now, the best thing about this strategy, we can identify ahead of the arrow, and the arrow is only for confluence, and yeah, we could trade that arrow. We can trade, but we don't use the pullback anymore, because we know the idea already of the RSI divergence. Instead, we trade according to the arrow. So the arrow says call, so we put a call trade. We rather put 5 minutes, 5 minutes. First minute ITM, second minute, or you could use you could do compounding or whatever it is you can do. There are many things you can do with this strategy in your addition. And you see the red arrow. We can use bend strategy because the red arrow and its candle is inside the channel or the two lines. So we can trade 5 minutes of put trades. So we can do compounding, or you could just do the simple trade, which is no compounding, less risky with that, or whatever it is. So we here is the list of RSI divergences, or the cheat sheet. You can put a screenshot on this or whatever. So yeah, that's all we can do to discuss the RSI. Oh yeah, in addition, if you spot any divergences, I repeat, trade according to the rules of the divergence. Follow the arrow in accord of the divergence. So if it tells it goes up, the divergence goes up. So the arrow paints a call trade, so you do call. That's it. If there's a subsequent arrow that is pointing on the opposite direction, well, I suggest you don't take the trade. Wait for information, or wait for candles to form or the two lines to form, so that you can do pullbacks, and or you could spot divergences and prevent disastrous pre-martingale loss. And yeah, that's it for now. And I hope you understand my I share with you. Yeah. See you next time.